How's it going, guys? Coming at you with a test of the HPR Black OPS ammunition. This particular one is 9mm. It's 85 grain OTF, stands for open tipped frangible. I saw these rounds at local Sportsman's. I think they were like 26 bucks. They're kind of pricey. And I thought they looked intriguing, and I thought that I'd do a ballistics test for you. HPR has been a good company for me in the past, and I wanted to test this round out. What it is it's a jacketed hollow point. They market it as a frangible load, and that it is, and you'll see that here in the test. Kind of a handsome bullet. You know, that black coating on the jacket, it looks pretty neat. Nickel brass, there you can see the head stamp on it, HPR 9mm. I really expected that it being a light for caliber loading as well as a frangible round, that we'd see a lot of flashbang, but not a lot of practical terminal performance. And I was pleasantly surprised with this round, and you're going to see that here in the test. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, and we'll see how well it did. .22 feet per second. Alright, so taking a look at the gel, again guys, what I'm seeing is not what I expected from this round. Being a light for caliber bullet, as well as what they claim to be a frangible bullet, I really expected to see a lot of flashbang and not really usable practical terminal ballistics. What I'm seeing though is completely opposite of that. We have good penetration with excellent wound channels, and I'm impressed. The channel up top here we have is the Glock 19 channel, and that one was averaging 1266 feet per second from that 4-inch barrel. Underneath here we have the Springfield XDS with a 3.3-inch barrel, and that shot was 1222 feet per second. So we're looking at 44 feet per second difference between the two rounds. And as you can see, we went all the way through the first block. Expansion began right around the 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch mark for both of these rounds, and you can see these little expansion cavities here where the petals start to open up and they flare back. And as they lay back, then they create this pattern that you're seeing here, this spiral pattern. So, you know, the expansion started immediately. It has that blue tint from the denim actually being pulled into the gel itself. But again, definitely really impressive penetration from both of these. Nice spiral cuts all the way through the block. And really, we're looking at over a 1/2 inch worth of permanent cavity left from the bullets. Let's go and take a look at the second block. Alright, so taking a look at the second block, we see the two rounds right here, okay? This bullet right here and this bullet right here are 135 grain Spear Gold Dot short barrel 38 Special Plus Ps. Utter fail of a bullet. We'll have to do a video on those here in the future. But these are the two rounds that we're looking at here. This first one here is from the Springfield XDS, the 3.3-inch barrel, and the leading edge of that bullet went to 19¼ inches. So we're at 19¼ on that one, and this one from the Glock, we're looking at the leading edge right at 18 inches. You know, and I'd like to see the bullets kind of end up between 12 and 18 inches, so you can be the judge on that. A little bit of over penetration in my opinion, but not enough to really ding the bullet too much for. Alright guys, so I think that HPR mislabeled the box here. I don't think they should have called it the Black Ops. I think they should have called it the Black Magic. Because literally I went through the entire wound channel, okay, the entire channels of both of these rounds through the gel, and I could not find any core material. I could not distinguish anything between the gel and the core itself. This must have literally powdered so fine that it just kind of blends into the gel, because I could not find any of it. As you can see, the only thing that's left is these bare jackets. There's nothing inside of these bullets or these jackets whatsoever. Nothing. The retained weight of these rounds is, from the Glock 19 we had 19.5 grains, and from the XDS we had 19.4 grains. So we're literally 1/10 of a grain difference between the two. And the thing that's interesting is, and this is a guess on my part, but I think that this has got to be how it worked. But I don't think that the core just poofed and just disappeared. I think that it was gradually bled off over the length of penetration, because I can't find concentrations of anything inside the gel, and I would have a really hard time believing that these two light jackets penetrated the full distance. You know, we had 19.25 and 18 inches worth of penetration. That's a lot. And when you're looking at how light these jackets are and how wide they expanded, I really don't see how they could have penetrated that deep without having some core material with them for a good amount of that penetration. The average expansion of the Glock 19 was 0.581 inches, the max being 0.619. The average of the XDS is 0.662 inches, with the max being 0.745. So that's pretty impressive. So we have pretty impressive overall expansion of the jackets themselves, I guess, because the core material is nowhere to be found. So again, I don't see how the jackets themselves, being as expanded as they are, penetrated that deeply without some core material. So now, one of the things that's really, really cool and a good selling point for the Black Ops is the fact that it recoils so lightly. I was shocked. The first time I fired it, I was like, wow, that was super soft. I bet you it recoiled probably 30 to 40% less than your other standard self-defense loads. You know, the overall, the factory stated numbers is 1259 feet per second with 299 foot-pounds of energy. So it's not the most powerful bullet out there, and the recoil definitely confirmed that. So that's a good thing. For those that are recoil sensitive, or those that want to do fast follow-up shots, I think the Black Ops would serve you really well in that capacity. Now I'm going to do a little conjecturing. You know, because it's a frangible loading, I really don't think it's going to do really well through barrier penetration. Now, that's a plus and a minus. It's an upside for home defense when you don't want to have penetration through walls, both internal and external walls. But from a self-defense standpoint, you know, if you ever had to shoot through a car door or through like a windshield or a window of a car, you're going to probably have less overall performance from this round. And from a law enforcement standpoint, that's probably not a good thing. You know, self-defense scenarios, you know, carjacking, something like that, where you might actually have to take a shot through a barrier. You know, it's very unlikely, but even still, you're not going to have good barrier penetration, and that might be a negative to you. So, you know, if that's the case, then you might want to steer clear of frangible loads in particular, and this being one of those. So anyway, guys, but overall, I really feel that that this is based on this test itself, I'm giving it a thumbs up for self-defense, and for the recoil sensitive, I think that's even better. And so, anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments about this test or about this round, I'll try to answer those down in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this in the future. And thank you for subscribing, for liking, and for sharing this video with your friends. And I really, really appreciate it. And as always, guys, thanks very, very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.